Thank you, Mr. Chair. As mentioned before, I think it was 15 million people have now signed up and used this service over the years. It's a large number, and I was one of them. I actually got it for free. I was lucky enough to get a free kit, and at the time I said, what's there to lose? But I guess now, as my dad says, everything has a price, right? Nothing's free in life. And so I think a lot of people are concerned about the fact that they did this many years ago, and they're worried about what's going on with their data, and they feel like they don't have a sense of control anymore. And what I'm hearing is that they do have control, though, right, in the sense that they can go online and delete their data. But when I go to the website on 23andMe.com, it's not readily apparent that 23andMe is going through a bankruptcy right now. In fact, it's not anywhere on the front page of the website. You really have to dig into the website to look into. I have it up right now. And the other part is there are instructions online on how to delete your data, but even that stuff is kind of buried a little bit. You really have to look for how to delete your data. I'm actually going and doing it right now. And one of the things it does is you have to go to the settings page, but you have to scroll through the settings page, and you may almost miss it. And then you click on your 23andMe data, and then even that, it goes through a whole list of things that are happening. And if there simply was a delete my data page or button somewhere more prominent, then I think it would be easier for a lot of people to feel that control. And this process would be a lot easier for people who do truly want to delete their data. But that's not quite what's happening. The second thing is, if I didn't know about this, I wasn't reading the news about what's going on, I'd also not know until maybe it's too late what's happened to my data and where it ended up. And so I guess my question, maybe this was already asked, Mr. Selsovich, if you sell the data to a third party in this bankruptcy, can they sell the data to other companies after that?
So first, let me address a couple questions.
Just answer my question. Can they sell the data? Can the company that receives this data through a sale in bankruptcy then sell the data to another company?
The companies that are two potential companies that are acquiring 23andMe as potential bidders are adopting and stepping into the shoes of the company and adopting the privacy policies and consents of.
But they could sell, you could sell it to a company that then sells it to another third party, who then sells it to another third party, and then you end up with a situation where the genetic data is out there and multiple companies own my genetic data and the millions of people's genetic data. Is that correct?
Congressman, with all due respect, I'm not a legal expert in this, but basically the potential acquirers of 23andMe are adopting the privacy policies and consents of 23andMe, where it does allow for the sale of the assets of the company.
So yes, the answer to my question is yes. So then, if let's say a healthcare company bought the data, Professor Hu, couldn't the healthcare company then look at your genetic data and raise your premiums because they see some bad genetics in there, for instance? Can we have a healthcare system that now has all your genetic information and then will adjust premiums based on what they think is risk for them?
Yeah, thank you so much, Congressman, for that question. I do think that genetic data is particularly sensitive because of those types of risks, that the way in which you do have insurance companies and other corporations trying to link up genetic predispositions, even for example, financial literacy and accountability, so not just for insurance issues, perhaps even other types of issues could be open to abuse.
And then couldn't a foreign actor either hack into the data or even acquire the data as well and then use that and posing a national security threat?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that part of what was deeply concerning, I understand about the issue of credential stuffing as the source of the cyber attack or the risk in the prior breach. But nonetheless, what we did see was a hacker named Golem post the DNA, particularly of the Chinese and Jewish ancestry on the dark web.
So I just deleted my data. I hope everyone at home has the opportunity to do so, does so. And I hope a good actor does buy this data because it could slip into the wrong hands. I yield back.